Alright guys, it's Thursday, October 16th, 2014. I'm in South Florida. This is Pervious 1030, Tin Can Gardener, in case you didn't already know that. And what you all are looking at is my beautiful, scary looking compost pile. And you know, a lot of people, they don't do compost piles because they look like this. They're like, oh my god, it's horrible, my landlord would choke me. However, if you have one of those, that big blue barrel, there's, you can cut a hole in it and make a compost bin. Now it doesn't turn out a lot of compost, but it turns out just enough. So that's something to think about right there. But there's videos on that. I might do a video on that myself one day. However, back to this. I wanted to show you guys something pretty interesting here. Sorry about that. I'm trying to use one hand with this camera. Check this out. If I move some things here, look at that. You see these worms? Where are they at? There they are. Those red things right there, they're centipedes. And these guys are working hard on my garden. Now, most people, they're like, oh, worms, worms in the garden. I have worms in here. I know I have worms in here. But these centipedes seem to be the local local soil movers, as I call them. As long as they're breaking down material, I really don't care. And this does not stink. My compost piles do not stink. If your compost pile stinks, you're doing something wrong. Ratio is usually 1 to 3. 1 green per 3 browns. Browns being leaves, cardboard, things of that nature. Greens being some kitchen scraps, grass clippings, and things of that nature. So I make sure that my ratio is pretty much on, and I make sure that I come out at least, once or twice a week and turn this over. Now if you see that right there, there's like a white mold on there, and that's basically what that is. It's grass fungus. And it's good to have that because it fungus in the garden is always good. Mycelium is always a good thing to have. It's on a micro level. A lot of things going on here, and your compost pile should be warm in the middle, and it should stay moist. Mine's probably a little bit too wet right now, but it'll break down, and I have to screen all this, and that's a whole nother video. But it's fun to do. So I gotta make some compost tea and things like that. But yeah, always good to have a compost pile, guys. Always good, because that right there will get tilled into this garden. Which, let's move on to that part of the video. Here's my garden. Back here, I got some pea plants that aren't doing well. They're doing, but I got to get them up on that rope, which I should have put down a little bit lower. My tomatoes, you guys have already seen this probably a million times. Heirloom pickling cucumber right there. Corn. I put a little bit of that grass down on the corn for a mulch. It's pretty good. I got some cabbages in there, a couple collards, some kale, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. This guy right here, this 55-gallon drum, I'm probably going to leave this as a reservoir for a system later on down the road. I gotta empty it out. My bucketed hydro system going on. It's pumping well. Pinch these leaves off here. These leaves, the reason why I'm pinching them off is they're taking up nutrients for this plant that shouldn't be being taken up, so get those out of there. I'm gonna do the same thing to that, but I haven't gotten it. My tomato seems not to like this. I started a compost tea regimen in this, so we'll see what happens. And see how that goes. The lettuce seems to be liking it a lot. As far as some of the other plants, not so much. Okay, let's go on over here. Okay, my beans. These are yard longs, and this is why they're called yard longs, because that is a long bean. They grow in sets of 2. Here's the flowers. I haven't really been able to get a good look at these flowers, but pretty awesome stuff. I got more melons coming on. It's, you know, sometimes I'm starting to think these things are more of a hassle than they're worth, but it is what it is. I grew them, so I'm going to deal with them. My cantaloupes, and it's starting to get ready. If you, oh, there we go. If you look, okay, I'm going to have to close down this tripod a little bit here, guys. This thing's kind of a pain. Alright, there we go. So, if you look right there, on top of that little ring right around the cantaloupe, right there, whenever that starts separating away from the cantaloupe, and the cantaloupe will usually fall whenever it's ripe, but it's getting there. It's getting there. And the same thing is happening to this guy right here. That's a decent sized cantaloupe. Looking forward to eating it. My carrots and my royal purple beans, these are awesome. They taste just like green beans. They're actually really good for you. Make sure nothing's eating my beans. Sometimes whenever it rains really hard, it can kick soil up on your plants, and you can get pests like that, so a little bit of a warning label with that one. My French breakfast radishes are in there, but I'm waiting for them to seed. I'm actually looking forward to seeds from those. I'm waiting for one of these flowers to open so I can take that male flower off and put it in there. I'll shoot a video about that. Pollinating, hand pollinating. I have plenty of bees around here. I don't even know if there's any flying around this morning. There probably are, I just don't see them. It's actually pretty windy out, so they're around. I just saw one. But I got a lot of bees. They pollinate pretty much everything I got. However, it's always good if you're not sure to hand pollinate. And I obviously have something that's eating my bean leaves. These are my Shikoga beets. They're actually red and white on the inside. I'm also trying to wait for those to flower as well, and I don't know if that's a 2-year. I think that's a 2-year. Some plants, like carrots, you gotta leave for 2 years, so you gotta dig them up, pick your best ones, put them back in a pot, wait for the next top to come on so they flower. Let's see here, do I have any pickles coming on? I do believe I do. I thought I saw one yesterday. I could just be crazy. That does happen as well. Let's see here. There's a pickle. Look at that. Okay, cool. These are my marigolds, and these are actually, from what I understand, they're edible. So, but I haven't eaten any in a while. Any flowers, that is. Oh, let me get out of here. So that's what's going on in the garden today, guys. Lizards are running around, plants are flourishing. I'm waiting for these guys to go into this stage so I can harvest some more seeds. And if any of you guys want marigold seeds, let me know. I got more than I need. And here's my watermelon, just growing like a champ. This is the Golden Royal that I've been growing, and hopefully it does well. Let's see here. And then I got that little guy right there. He just popped on. It's going to be interesting. But other than that, I've been just doing my thing, gardening as usual. Basil plants getting ready to seed. I got a lot of basil seeds too. So I'm trying to keep everything as organic as possible, 0 pesticides. things of that nature. And just for y'all who don't know, you know, if you ever hear of anybody using neem oil is not a pesticide. It is a natural from the neem plant. Sometimes you gotta fight some of these critters because they will eat your plant, and once they start, they don't stop. So I mean, another way to do that is get some Carolina Reaper peppers, blend them up, put them in some oil, maybe a little bit of safe soap, and spray that on your plants. And it's like 2 million oh, I forget how they measure hot peppers. I think it's Scoville, yes. It's like 2 million Scoville. So you got to reapply it every time it rains, but bugs do not like hot stuff. That's usually why they don't mess with hot peppers and garlic and things of that nature. So everything in the garden seems to be growing nicely, and so far so good. We'll see what happens. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, go ahead and put them in the comment box below. Rate, subscribe, enjoy, and all that good stuff. Okay, this is Pervious1030 with Tin Can Gardener. Share your seeds and share your knowledge of gardening with your fellow man, and share the peace of mind. Alright, till next time, guys. Talk to you later.